All right. Welcome to SFN, your preeminent source for space and defense news and all things tangentially related. We're your hosts, loyal to the foil here at Houston Mission Control, and we've got Alara of Sirius in low Earth orbit. And we're here live every Sunday night.
Let's do this.
Do it.
Well, apparently our video doesn't want to play, Foil.
Oh,
So,
look at that. Imagine that.
There goes that plan. Yeah, we were going to play this super cool video for you guys to open the show, but like it doesn't look like it wants to play, so we'll... That sucks, man. That was going to be cool.
I voted for it. I was a fan.
Yeah. Oh,
Look at
man.
that. That's hateful.
Already
just
already
spiteful.
not winning. Here we go.
We are
Space-
always winning.
Welcome to Space Force News. I am your host, Alara of Sirius, and this is Loyal to the Foil. How
What
is
up,
everybody?
Space peeps?
Hey, Space Peeps, what's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? Hi, Red Pill, Suitorbug, Rainbow, Snuggle Fritz, Emilia. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you. You're hello from SA. Where's SA? Are you in? That doesn't sound. That doesn't.
Saudi
sound,
Arabia,
Right?
South America.
What's
Where are you
really
at?
going on? Hi, Mel
Right.
Tulip, Lotus. Yeah, so lots going on the space front. You know, lots.
Lots of happenings.
Yeah,
Lots of happenings.
I wanted to play that video, man. That's like bumming me out. Let's see if I can
It's
get it.
alright.
Let's see if I can get it to play real quick. Let's try one more time. This,
Oh, shucky.
look, no, yes,
No,
no, it's not gonna happen. I wonder why.
Space Force said, nah, we don't
Yeah,
co-sign
they were
none of
like,
this.
no, you guys ain't playing the video. Sorry.
Right?
Yeah,
No space for you.
no.
Right?
So what's up, Foil? How's your week been?
Man, great.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I had so much fun yesterday. I don't know, for those of you guys that were able to catch it, we decided to do MAGA movie mayhem
Yeah.
on D Live last night. We watched Army of Darkness and
Yeah.
They Live.
Right.
If you haven't seen They Live,
Oh wow, I couldn't
you need to
believe
see
it.
They Live.
I was blown
Yeah,
away.
classics.
I'm gonna
I
be
mean, we were
real.
trying to like mystery science theater it, and we had a pretty good time.
Yeah.
But They Live is a trip. I mean, it's literally our world today.
Literally. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. They had teleporting elites in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were using the media to keep people asleep, and they had embedded like subliminal messaging in everything.
Yeah, that movie's great.
And yeah, they were evil alien overlords. You know,
That should be a prerequisite right there. I want
right?
to watch that
The
movie.
humans were doing construction and taking out the trash, and the elites were working at the bank, of course.
of course.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
It was great, though.
That movie was all kinds of disclosure. That was
Right?
awesome.
I was
Can I
allowed
get
to
it?
vape and swear. It was
Yeah,
a
she
whole
was
new
excited about
world
that.
out there.
Mm-hmm.
I was stoked. Right?
Can I get a 5x5 in the chat? Hi, Julia. Hi, Drink with Tessa. Hi, Christina. Hi, Todd. Hi, Paula. Where was I? I got distracted again.
Yeah, Laura, it is a documentary.
The commander does
For
that.
real.
It totally is. Yeah. That was fun. Like I was just happy we got D Live to work.
Yeah, right.
that
We
was-
just messing around. Decided we'd have Halloween movie night. It
Right.
was super fun.
It was a lot of fun. I preferred that over handing out candy to kids. Is that bad?
Man, right now I can dig it. I have like 15 kids that come here that belong to my family. That was enough.
Well, it was awesome. So yeah, and then our trip went well in Sedona. We had some deep conversations and some little bit of weirdness. Not too much though. It
There
pretty-
was so here what had happened was, and yeah, my house is good at the moment, Red Pill. Thank you for asking.
all the ghosts are gone.
For the I don't know that they're gone, but it's quiet on the home front.
Mhm.
But it was crazy. We were out there, and I don't know where you guys were at, but I came across our friend Blue had brought it to my attention that there were hundreds of earthquakes happening along
Oh yeah.
high output power lines all around the world. And of course, Dutch since had a video on it, and And then we realized a whole bunch of other things, like there was this weird lightning going on. There was just all kinds of crazy happenings, like aside from the earthquakes. That just kind of tipped it off. But we went down a rabbit hole on that one, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, you didn't say it just now, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Yeah, Foil came in tripping. She said, "Listen, when she does that, you know something. You know it's about to get real." She says, "Listen, you got to look at the Dutch Sense video." She goes, "Look outside." I went outside and there was lightning that didn't look like lightning, but it was there, right? There was some weird stuff going on, right? She's like, and then what? Oh, the time slip. Oh, so I got to tell you guys about this.
Slips.
Okay, yeah.
Remember, I didn't tell you this. Remember when I told you that my flight, which was supposed to be an hour and some odd minutes long, only took 23 minutes?
Right. So we got to organize our thoughts
later.
here. We got to organize our thoughts here, Foil. They got to be able to follow along. Okay, so
right, okay.
So she comes in, she tells me, "Listen," she goes, "I think it's happening. That thing, the event, you know what I mean? I think it's begun." I'm like, I perk up. I'm like, "What? The what has begun?" So I hadn't even. So I guess the earthquakes have been setting. You've got to check out the Dutch Sense video.
They were preceded by a solar storm.
Right.
It was a medium level solar storm that hit.
Right.
And then we had this, spate of earthquakes across the globe. And then, we had that earthquake in Alaska. And, Dutch Sense had came out with a really
and the Greece and the tsunami, right? But that hadn't happened yet at this point. But now this activity has increased, right? And I watch the solar weather every day, and I'm gonna tell you, we're having geomagnetic storms. We've got a little bit of a they're small flares. They're not enough to cause any dramatic impact, but that could kind of like change at any time. But it seems as though the solar activity has stepped up. Then while we're in Sedona, I have a 5-minute time slip.
I mean, to the point where. Go ahead.
Nope, go ahead. You tell them about the flight, and I'll tell them about both. Take it away.
So on my way to Sedona, I was my first flight was supposed to take like an hour and something minutes long. The flight itself only took 23 minutes, and it didn't really process to me at the time. I was like, how the hell? I didn't know what happened. When we get there, Alara goes, I don't even know what I was doing. I had stayed back at the house, and they had gone on a hike, and when she came back, for whatever reason, her phone, which, all of the cell phones and devices are synced off at the same clock, her phone was 5 minutes behind everybody else's.
Everybody saw this in Sedona. My phone was 5 minutes off. Hey, Keystone. Nice to see you. Yeah, we got a space mod. Yeah, we forgot we named him Space Mod. Hey, we got to get the what do you call it? The space weather. You've got your green screen now. I know you do. So we have to get the space weather going.
Yeah, I agree. Especially now that the happening is happening.
Yeah.
Whatever the happening
is. Between the time slips, the weird lightning, the earthquakes by the power lines, the
solar storms.
Do the math on all of it, it looks like we might be stepping into the happenings. Like those happenings. The solar ascension happenings, So just saying, it's getting weird. All right. It's getting weird. Shall we go ahead and start with the news, my friend?
Have at it.
Well, we really wanted to show you this video. I'm going to shoot for it one more time, just in case.
Try one more time.
Just in case. We're going to try. Please play. Come on. Yep. It looks like my using the Force capabilities are not working too well today. All right. So, there goes that. This was a really cool Space Force video. Yeah, that we were going to show you, and you guys were going to be into it, but that's not going to happen now.
They do have some hype videos, like some hype, recruitment videos, Space Force in general. I don't know if you guys have ever watched them, but they're pretty, I don't know. They get me amped.
Some of their videos are super good. Super good.
Sure.
So, Space Force, let me move this over here so I can get close.
A lot of Space Force news this
The commander needs glasses, that's for sure. I'll tell you that right now.
The commander definitely needs glasses.
And don't worry, Striftasol, we're going to get that chair. It's
right, Space. I was just going to say super chats are up if you guys want to donate to the stream, Alien Hunting Adventures and or Alara getting glasses.
She's always trying to sell that, guys, isn't she? The Alien Hunting Adventures, I think that's all she hangs out with me for.
Hey, listen. We're going to go. That's all I'm saying.
All right, Space Force extends Paraton's contract for orbital analysis services. So the $10 million 5-year contract is for professional services for the Patterson Shriver Garrison in Colorado Springs. How do you pronounce that? Paraton. Paraton received a $10 million 5-year contract extension from the U.S. Space Force for orbital analysis services, the company announced October 27th. The contract is for professional services for the Patterson Shriver Garrison, a Space Force unit in Colorado Springs that operates surveillance, communications, and navigation satellites. Paraton's, I can't say that for some reason, Paraton's contract, this is normal for me, was awarded under a General Services Administration program called One Acquisition Solution for Integrated Services, or OASIS. The company received a $7.8 million 5-year contract in September 2015 that was competed in September 2020. I'm so glad I have
They put it back out for bidding.
Yeah. The 2015 contract was to support the Air Force's 50th Space Wing, which was inactivated in July and replaced by the Space Force Patterson Shriver Garrison. Our experts work closely with their Space Force counterparts to increase space domain awareness, protect position, navigation, and timing signals, and ensure the availability of military satellite communications. Roger Mason, president of Paraton's Space Intelligence and Cyber Sector, said in a statement. Under the OASIS contract, Paraton specifically will work with the Space Force 1st Space Operations Squadron of Space Delta 9. I like the way that sounds. And
Delta 9?
Yeah. And the 2nd Force Space Operations Squadrons of
Delta 8?
Space Delta 8. Orbital analysis services include safe operations of satellites, collision avoidance, and over-the-shoulder support during satellite anomalies and daily operations, the company said.
Collision avoidance. That seems pretty important.
Right? It seems
Especially
really
once
important.
we get our Elon space wall up there.
Yeah.
They better avoid a whole bunch of collisions. That's great.
For example, experts advise satellite operators on how to conserve fuel in collision avoidance by modifying planned maneuvers and assists in the disposal of old GPS satellites. Well, that's a good thing. Right?
Just leave them up there.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right. They're spending a lot of money, and they're putting a lot of stuff in Colorado, too. I think Dayton's in the running, though.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
convinced.
Definitely. Let me take the sweater off. I'm getting really hot in here. Not that I needed
getting
to.
hot
Not that.
in here.
Right. Not that I
Take
needed to
off all
narrate
your
taking
clothes.
off my sweater,
I am
but
getting so hot. Okay.
I want to take. Okay, I'm not even gonna hit that note. Okay. Okay, so Space Force has a unit dedicated to orbital welfare
That's all I wanted to hear.
that now operates the X-37B space plane.
Orbital warfare.
And look at this right here. Isn't that so cool?
I know.
Right?
Well, that is like the oldest, most rickety. Look at that thing. They better figure something out.
I know that thing looks really pathetic.
You know how long
doesn't
they've
it?
had that up there? Ain't that the same one they had up there on these super secret NASA missions, right? That was just like randomly orbiting the globe for however long.
I don't know
they brought it down.
I don't know what they're doing with
Giving
this,
the Space Force their relics. We need new
this is
orbital warfare
This
ships.
is the only thing they can sell publicly right now. So
I know, but if they would just decloak the ships.
it's November 1st. They're not going to do that yet. However, so the fledgling U.S. Space Force's Space Delta 9 is tasked with performing a mission set that the service describes as orbital warfare.
Orbital welfare. It looks like an orbital welfare plane. Look at it. It's all duct taped and stuff. Look at that mess. I'm sorry.
I'm good with those Freudian slips, eh? Decloak the ship, Space Force. We can take it.
Right?
Right? This
We
thing
know.
is. Look at this thing.
I mean, look at that thing. Come on now. They put a big picture like
It looks like they
impressive.
taped it together with duct tape. Look, like they
I'm
got out
telling ya.
the red electrical tape and just
Right.
like, here, let's just
Some
patch
chicken,
it up.
They put some chicken wire on the front, hold the panels in, right? Chicken wire and duct tape. We got this. It'll be fine.
All right. This includes keeping an eye out for potentially hostile activity in space, as well as deterring those threats and even potentially defeating them, according to the unit's official
Not
website.
deterring anything, but go ahead. I'm done.
Right. It's not going to deter much.
I am not
Yeah.
deterred at all.
Right.
Right?
Publicly, it provides the support primarily through various space-based surveillance and communication systems. But interestingly, it is also responsible for overseeing the operations of the experimental X-37B mini space shuttle, the exact mission and capabilities of which remain obscure.
Do-do-do-do. Right?
Dun, dun,
Obscure.
dun.
Right?
What is it doing up there?
I don't know. We don't know.
That's like the
I
cover
don't think anybody
story.
has ever known. Yeah, right? It
Yeah.
just flies. I thought that it was like, I was under the impression that that thing is able to be piloted with remotely, that it was able to autonomously fly missions, that it was up there for like somebody in the chat said like a year and a half on its own.
Yeah.
Space ghetto, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right,
Oh,
so
we're so hood.
Space Force highlight. You speak for yourself, young lady. All right. Space Force was I. See, you distract me like that, and then I lose track of where I was reading off at the article. All right. Space Force highlighted the intriguing orbital welfare mission of Space Delta 9.
Orbital Warfare, sir.
Why did you call me sir?
I don't know.
What? Is it my hairdo tonight?
Sir, yes, sir.
We can't do this again, Foil. We have to stop laughing. You can't troll me on the show, okay?
Okay. Tell me about space welfare. Go ahead.
Hey, Fearless, what's up? Hi, Rook. Good timing. All right, where was I? Woosa.
Space warfare.
Yes.
Orbital
Warfare.
Mission.
Stop making me laugh.
I can't help it. It's a welfare ship, clearly. Go ahead. I don't feel secure at all. Iran is duct taping better things than this. I don't understand.
All right. Whew, got it.
Right.
Space Force, it doesn't matter what you say. I'll be fine now. Space Force highlighted the... I've got my force field up.
Okay.
You know, like Trump would say, round and find out.
Right.
Space Force highlighted the intriguing orbital warfare mission of Space Delta 9 as part of the larger array of capabilities within its new Space Operations Command, also known as SPOC, Spock, right? They said they said they didn't plan that too.
Right.
Right. In a tweet earlier this week. The unit had first come into existence in July and had previously been known as the Air Force's 750th Operations Group, which had only been activated and assigned to the service 50th Space Wing the months before. 50th Space Wing, headquartered at Schriever Air Force Base in Colorado, was also transferred to the newest branch of America's Armed Forces that month, at which time it was rebranded as the Patterson Schriever Garrison. Space Delta 9 conducts protect and defend operations from space and provides response options to deter and defeat adversary threats in space, according to an infographic that accompanied the Space Force tweet on October 24th. The mission of Delta 9 is to prepare, present, and project assigned and attached forces for the purpose of conducting protect and defend Who is that thing going to defend us from? That's what I want to know. Protect and defend operations and providing national decision authorities with response options to deter and, when necessary, defeat orbital threats.
It looks like if Joe Dirt had a plane.
They're going to be mad at us, Foil.
It should have a mullet. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm sorry.
It still looks like a plane. It doesn't even look like something that belongs in space.
It plays Sweet Home Alabama when you start it up.
Okay. Woo. I'm going to move on to the next article.
That's probably a good idea. I need to turn this off. I can't look at it no more.
Are you getting triggered, Foil?
I am. I'm mad now.
Decloak the ships, right?
Right? This is insulting. All right.
How Elon Musk is revolutionizing... Oh, we got lots of Elon craziness today, boy.
Oh, yeah. This dude is on one.
Right. In so many ways. So let's start to cover it here.
Continue.
How Elon Musk is revolutionizing Space Force operations. Again. You notice how they threw the again in there?
Again.
Forbes?
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's just saving everybody.
Is that comms? No, it's, make America great again, Space Force operations again. You get it?
Yep.
I'm just checking, making sure
Make America great again.
In the 1950s, President Eisenhower began the development of the Midas program, a satellite constellation that would carry infrared sensors to detect hostile ICBM launches. The architecture of his nascent mission and the companies that provisioned it have continued to this day as America's missile defense surveillance system. Over the decades, the system has been developed, fielded, and evolved, much like the rockets that once launched those satellites into orbit by a government-directed industry. The companies operating under simple cost reimbursed contracts have diligently built and operated these exquisite systems for generations. Their biggest challenge to success became less technical over time and more focused on keeping congressional funding to ensure sufficient funding to counter an evolving threat. This industrial construct, created by vulnerable legacy contractors, has provided an early warning capability that has been critical to America's nuclear deterrent for over 60 years. Enter Elon Musk. When DARPA first took a chance and partnered with Musk on the small Falcon 1 launch in 2007, SpaceX got its... Right, I know. That's all you got to say. SpaceX got its first foot through the door of the Defense Department and ultimately brought Space Force launch costs down by as much as 80%. Critics who had at one time scoffed at Musk's often overzealous ambitions, you can put it that way, especially after his first few failures, are now eating their words. Over a decade since NASA first inked its partnership deal, having demonstrated his tenacity and success with rockets, Musk's critics should be mindful as he takes on his next challenge to the status quo, the seemingly intractable missile defense architecture. Over the course of 60 years, our legacy companies have developed and upgraded existing constellations and ground systems per the government's explicit direction. Through a recently awarded contract with the Space Development Agency, however, Musk is again challenging conventional wisdom with the most vital of Space Force missions. If the SDA is successful in fusing commercial industry and private capital, there's a strong likelihood for a SpaceX repeat performance. The result, a few $1 billion saved and a better positioned U.S. space economy.
Hold on.
For competition on the world stage. Yeah.
Something just clicked for me.
What?
Right? They said missile defense, right? Intractable missile defense. Mm-hmm. Now think about it. If he has those, if Starlink literally encircles the globe, what's he want to do? Like 60,000 freaking satellites at some point? You got to figure that those things will also be scanning downward, mm-hmm. To acquire, to send signals or whatever. I bet that once he's got that up there, anything that gets launched from anywhere, without anything that passes through its field of vision or whatever, mm-hmm. They'll be able to immediately track it, probably even that hypersonic stuff.
Well, I would think.
I bet
Starlink, there's more to it than what we're being told, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Soon after signing its next generation communication system contracts, the SDA awarded contracts to 2 outsider companies for missile tracking satellites. Each company will build 4 satellites in what will eventually become a proliferated constellation of approximately 100, each one utilizing commercial or off-the-shelf spacecraft subsystems and components. So, yeah, there's actually a lot to unpack in that article. But we have a lot to go through, so some of this other stuff I think is more kind of important right now. I don't know where the title to this went. It's really weird. Is it covered up by that commercial? That advertisement?
Oh, weird.
Look at this guy. He's really stoked.
He is stoked. He's really happy about his life on that
If all goes according to plan, the U.S. Space Force will soon have its first service member in orbit. That's why he's so stoked.
Right?
According to Space News, U.S. Space Force Colonel and NASA astronaut Michael Hopkins is the commander of the 4-person Crew 1 mission currently scheduled to launch to the International Space Station on SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule on November 14th. He was already planning to transfer from the Air Force to the Space Force, and now Space Force leadership is hoping to commission him during a ceremony held in orbit. Oh, that's cool, right?
That is awesome,
kind of
right?
winning. You get your ceremony in orbit.
I know.
If all goes well, we're looking to swear him into the Space Force from the International Space Station, said General John J. Raymond, Chief of Space Operations for the U.S. Space Force. The Senate approved his transfer in July. Hopkins will become the first NASA astronaut within the Space Force. The military is a regular conduit of astronaut recruitment, and the NASA Corps includes retired or active members of most of the long-standing military branches. So, yeah, good for him.
I gotta be honest. Yeah, I integrating NASA, Like, I hope they make some major changes with that organization. You know,
Right.
like maybe they'll dissolve it all together in time and just incorporate everything into the Space Force,
Right.
which is what I'm hoping happens. Because man,
Right.
we don't ever get full stories from those guys.
NASA? No,
Yeah,
not at all.
never a straight answer, man.
Not at all. All right, so can we play this news clip right here from what channel is this? The two NASIC squadrons at Wright Patterson to transition to Space Force.
Yeah,
You know that news article? Can we play that?
Yeah, you can try. Yeah, I mean, as far as like strikes, yeah, I think you'll be all right. I wouldn't leave it up too long.
All right, hold on.
But
Let me.
like I said, I think Ohio, Wright Patterson is definitely in the running, man.
Can't hear it. What happened?
That from the governor today during a virtual Ohio
contender to become the home of the permanent headquarters of the United States Space Command.
That from the governor today during a virtual Ohio Space Forum focused on Wright Pats. Federal, military, and industry leaders talked about Ohio's space industry and how the state keeps playing such a crucial role in our country's space missions. News Center 7's Katie Anderson shows us why these leaders think Ohio is a top contender for the Space Force.
Well, James, when talking about where Space Force should be headquartered, some may question why here in Ohio. But state
she
and
messed up with that
industry leaders
shirt.
say Ohio is the perfect location because of its rich history in aviation, along with Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Don't wear
During
green
Ohio's
when you got a
virtual
green
Space
screen.
Forum Thursday,
Man,
The pathway to the moon and beyond has been and will continue to be through Ohio.
some of Ohio's leaders, including Governor Mike DeWine and U.S. Congressman Mike Turner, talked about how the state, and specifically the
feeling
Miami
Ohio.
Valley, plays a key
I'm
role
telling
in
ya,
achieving
I'm
the
a
nation's
fan.
space and defense exploration.
Space is not uncharted territory for our state. Ohio's history is rich not only in aviation and aerospace, but also in its support of the nation's most vital space missions.
You can say
Our
that.
national security, our space intelligence, and research components are centered here. And we aim to continue to lead, whether in government or commercial space endeavors.
This map shows where contractors in the aerospace industry are located in Ohio. You can see they expand across the entire state, but a large majority is here in the Dayton area.
It fully encompasses Ohio's aerospace industry and celebrates that industry and looks forward to a growth of that industry, both in supporting the military and the commercial space opportunities that I think are present.
Joe Zeese is a senior policy advisor to Governor DeWine for aerospace defense. During the forum, he went over the governor's 10-year strategy to help further launch Ohio ahead of other states. It consists of these 4 pillars: preserve, protect, defend, and expand federal aerospace and defense installations. Increase the research and statewide synergies of Ohio's national-level laboratories. Work with Jobs Ohio to preserve and expand Ohio's aerospace and defense industry while also attracting jobs and companies to Ohio, and maintain and grow Ohio's current workforce. But they said most importantly, they need continued support from the community.
What is absolutely key is the single voice of Ohio. The 22 regional mayors, 4 county commissioners signed on to the Dayton region as a potential home for the U.S.
All right, I'm going to stop it there.
Dayton
Okay.
is booming
Yeah, Dayton's.
with aerospace.
Yeah. So I think it was kind of covered in there. 2 squadrons that are part of the National Air and Space Intelligence Center at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base have been ordered to transition and become part of the Space Force. The news was announced by Air Force Colonel, what does MO stand for? Calabrese. I definitely got those Italian names. I can do that.
Right, Mo. He
NA
probably just goes by Mo.
Okay, so Mo Calabrese, kind of like that. NASIC commander during the first Ohio Space Forum held virtually on Thursday. The 2 squadrons will be part of the development of Space Force's Intelligence Command. However, this is one of the first stages for developing the entire new intelligence operation, Calabrese said. A Space Intelligence Center is not something you do in a year. We're taking years to build. However, the core of that is going to be right here at NASIC and Wright-Patterson, Ohio, Calabrese said. So the Tech Secretary of the Air Force has designated 2 of our squadrons to transition into Space Force. While NASIC is the nation's Air and Space Intelligence Center, we are also a service intelligence center for not just the U.S. Air Force anymore, but also the United States Space Force, up until they perhaps have their own center, Calabrese said. Groundbreaking will take place next week on a new intelligence production complex for NASIC that will expand the command's operation. It's going to add about 250,000 square feet. It's going to help us. We are about 1,000 seats short for the workforce we have. It's going to help build that out, Calabrese said. New building has been in the works for several years. However, work done in that building will ultimately support both the Air Force and Space Force, a NASIC spokesperson told News Center 7. So, yeah. Ohio's going to be where it's at. It's looking like. I mean, we got a lot going on in Florida, got some stuff going on in Hawaii, but Ohio is going to be kind of like
Colorado. I think between Ohio and Colorado,
yeah,
they're going to end up.
That's
but I'm
true.
hoping Wright Patterson. I really am.
Yeah, Rook said the space mafia.
I know.
Yeah. So we got a case of the Rona, Space Force. We got a case of the Rona and Space Force. Not good. So Space Force's second in command tests positive for coronavirus. General David Thompson, the service's vice chief of space operations, tested positive Wednesday after learning that a close family member with whom he had contact had contracted the virus, the statement said. In accordance with established COV, I don't even want to say it, that 19 policies, General Thompson is self-quarantining and working from home, it added. That 19 is the respiratory disease caused by the, that stuff. Thompson presided over a swearing-in ceremony for Space Force recruits last week in Baltimore, according to military.com. His diagnosis comes less than a month after 2 other high-ranking military leaders became infected with the 19. The Marine Corps Assistant Commandant, General Gary Thomas, Commandant, tested positive on October 7th, days after it was announced that the Coast Guard's Vice Commandant, Adam Charles Ray, was infected. The pair had attended a meeting together the previous week.
Man, look at his hair.
Yeah, I wonder what that's all about.
That's a serious military haircut right there.
Right? It is.
This guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he hasn't laughed in 40 years. Look at this guy.
He'll be all right.
I hope so.
You know, his
we need the vice chief of space operations.
Right. His life's intense. Can you imagine that kind of pressure? I can't.
Man.
That'd be intense. I feel a lot of pressure just doing the Space
Force
Force news every
Elon.
Sunday night on 145D.
Oh yeah, I want to be the consigliere. That's what I want to do. Right? I want to consult with the space mob. I'm be the advisor.
Oh, here we go. So, yeah. Grimes, which is, our favorite evil tech overlords, was it his wife or his girlfriend? Do they even
Baby mama.
Baby mama. Okay,
baby mama.
Grimes now goes by one letter. Says her and Elon Musk's 5-month-old son, I can't pronounce it, but you can see it here.
X-Ash Archangel.
That's his name?
Yeah, apparently.
AX3 and then enjoys radical. Oh, and then he's into radical art. So you guys are gonna love this.
Yeah, I wonder what that even means, right?
Right. She says he likes to watch. Wait, I'll just read it. After naming her firstborn child, X, whatever she said, Grimes, is now going by an unusual moniker herself. According to a New York Times interview with the artist published Wednesday, Grimes, whose real name is Claire Boucher, now goes by C, which she says is a reference to the speed of light. Hey, why not? I mean, I'll have to say that's kind of cool. Like we discussed earlier. I think I'm cool enough where I could just go by an initial. I think I could get away with that. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, if you're gonna pick an initial,
just like a
the
symbol,
speed of light, right? Though that's what I mean, a symbol. But if you're gonna pick a symbol, right? I mean, the speed of light. I'll give her that. That's pretty cool. I'm down with it.
I mean, of all the people, like they just, I don't know. I guess they do look like they kind of go together, huh?
They look like the Dark Overlord couple.
They really do.
They really do.
I mean, they definitely look.
They totally embody that whole energy. They do.
Yeah, the whole evil tech overlord vibe.
Mm-hmm. A single letter nickname is something Grimes now has in common with her 5-month-old son. How does that work out when you're sitting around the house getting ready to eat dinner? Like you just How does that work?
What they even call him? Like he goes by X.
He's X, yeah. So so the 5-month-old who goes by X for short. So C, 32, shares X with her boyfriend, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk, 49.
Yo, X. Their fingers to type that up. Yeah, right? Huh?
Yeah. Yo, X. Yo, C. How does that even work, you guys?
Right.
Isn't that a trip? Though X is still an infant, his mother claims he's already developed sophisticated taste in media. I've watched Apocalypse Now and stuff with my baby. No, come on, man.
Oh, that's great.
Come on now.
Great. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
They're already indoctrinating him, dude. Why is the baby watching Apocalypse Now?
I don't know. He's into radical art. I'm still trying to figure out what that even means.
Where that even comes in, but he's into radical art, like he just actually is. And I don't think it's problematic to engage with them on that level. What is radical art? Grimes, as she was known then, and well, now we'll call her C. Isn't her name C? He's X, right? She's C?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, C and Musk made headlines after announcing the birth of their son and his unusual name. Was his first name unusual, or is this one X Ash? Oh, they call him X, but his name's X Angel Ash or something? Right?
X Ash, and then A12 is reference to an archangel.
Oh yeah, because it's explained right here.
Remember?
Right? Grimes tweeted a
X
full
Ash,
breakdown of
archangel.
the name choice. We got X, the unknown variable. My elven spelling of AI, love and / or artificial intelligence.
Thank God his dad is a billionaire.
This is so 2020. This is so 2020.
School would be horrible. Yes.
This is so 2020 right here. A minus 12 equals precursor to SR-17, our favorite aircraft. No weapons, no defenses.
The A12.
Just speed. Great in battle, but non-violent. Wow.
Great in battle. Great in battle, but non-violent.
A equals Archangel, my favorite song, Metal Rat. So here's the whole breakdown here. You guys can check that out on Twitter if you feel so inclined.
X-Ash Archangel.
You can find Grimes at in case you want to go check out, all the high strangeness, at Grimes ZSZ. I'm just, that's intense, right? Grimes apparently made a mistake in her explanatory post, right? Which Musk corrected, SR-71, but yes, he wrote in response. Musk later broke down how to pronounce the name on Joe Rogan Experience podcast. The X is pronounced like the letter X. X pronounced Ash, and A12, my contribution, is said how it appears. Thus, X Ash A12. I'm really confused. You guys, are you confused? I've had enough of decoding.
One thing I know for sure. This is the one thing I know for sure is that if they split up, she is that baby mama. Like, she's going to be that crazy baby mama. I already know. I can't wait to see how this unfolds.
Isn't she just a baby? Are they even together?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, he's got other kids, right? He was with some other people. He's got other kids, but
oh boy,
for the moment,
we got a nail polish problem with SpaceX. Yeah, so SpaceX Crew Dragon Elon Musk decrees. Is that decrees or decries? Decrees, right?
Oh, decries. At this point, he's decrying.
Just when I think I'm gonna get it right, I'm like, nope. Yep, still pronounced it wrong. Stranger than fiction problem. The Crew Dragon, SpaceX's human-carrying capsule, has a nail polish problem. The capsule is scheduled to send up 4 astronauts no earlier than 7:49 Eastern Time on November, a mission dubbed Crew 1. Oh, that's where Homeboy's going up, right? He's gonna get his what is it? His inauguration on the International Space Station. That's kind of cool.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Probably the first person to get his ceremony in space. That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. It'll be the first non-test crewed mission since the successful crewed test flight in May of 2020. Oh, that was the one where I made the meme of Bob and Doug and Space Mouse. Except I spelled it dog instead of Doug, and so no one laughed. Right. Yeah. And it went nowhere. Right. But it was funny to me. I mean, and the people that didn't realize that it said dog, I'm sure it was kind of funny to them too. Right. But I think most people can read and spell. So it wasn't funny to them. But anyway. I don't do it for others. I do it for me. We know this.
That's all that matters, man.
Right. But ahead of the big launch, SpaceX Vice President Hans... Oh, I'm not even going to try. You're pronouncing that, Foil.
Wait, I don't know where we're at.
Koensman. All right, Vice President Hans Koensman.
I don't know where we're at.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Explained in a NASA briefing this week that a problem with the nail polish-like substance discovered during a previous launch threatened to derail the grand plans. The problem already caused NASA to delay the Crew 1 flight earlier this month. Truth truly is stranger than fiction, Musk wrote on his Twitter page in response to an article on the issue from Teslarati. Thank you. The problem dramatically came to light during the GPS-3 SV-04 launch earlier this month. I can't pronounce the guy's name.
Hans.
Said
when Hans.
Yeah, when Hans said when SpaceX stopped the October 2nd launch with just 2 seconds till liftoff. The issue: 2 of the engines attempted to start early. To find out what happened, the team removed the engines and took them to the McGregor test facility in Texas for further testing. They found a component inside the gas generator, basically like a little rocket engine that feeds propellant into the main chamber. The test found a masking lacquer. I found a masking lacquer. Right? Left over from the build process. Had blocked a vent hole.
Oh, that would have been all bad.
Right? The lacquer is used to mask components during the surface treatment. What was his name? Mo? Yeah, Mo speculated that some went into the vent during the washing or cleaning process. A good analogy for the lacquer was nail polish. So that's why they called the article nail polish, basically. I said all that. Which in this case had a red color, so therefore they called it nail polish. So
damn, they got paint over a vent in the engine, in one of the little engine bits. Like that's no good. I'm glad they found that. That would have been all bad.
That'd have been all bad, right?
Yeah.
SpaceX
check all the rest of it.
Expands beta test for Starlink space-based internet that Musk says will finance trips to Mars. Yeah. This guy.
Oh yeah.
This guy, right?
He's got, listen, man, this guy is really, as far as like the pyramid of self-actualization, like, you know, I'm pretty sure that like he's one of the most self-actualized people that have been on the planet. I'm convinced. This guy sets his mind to something and makes it happen. Now, I'm convinced it's probably
so
evil
does Trump.
doings in the end. Yeah, Trump.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, so Elon Musk SpaceX has reportedly launched its public beta test for the global broadband network and is relying upon It is relying upon to help finance the development of a lunar space station and future trips to Mars. According to CNBC report, the California rocket maker emailed potential customers who had expressed interest in trying its Starlink constellation of satellites as a high-speed internet provider on Monday. The message included pricing information, details on transmission speeds, and indicated service could start in the U.S. and Canada by the end of the year.
$100 a month.
So at $99 a month plus $4.99 upfront cost.
Yeah.
Right. As you can tell from the title, we're trying to lower your initial Oh wait, that's not. I was going down here. SpaceX previously said nearly 700,000 individuals in America had indicated they would consider using the space-based Starlink service to access the web. The company has promoted its product as a game-changing communications network for locations where high-speed broadband internet has been unreliable, expensive, or completely unavailable. Musk said he intends to use the profits from the global internet provider to develop and advance other SpaceX innovations. He has estimated Starlink could bring in as much as $30 billion a year, about 10 times more than he expects from launch income. What's up, Foyle?
Well, listen, when we get Trumplandia together, and then we have, you know, our mobile alien stalking station, I'm buying that stuff. You can use that anywhere. I'm convinced that would be a good
Starlink?
A good investment.
Yeah, I'm down with it. Can't beat him, join him, right?
Man, right? That's his argument. Can't beat the AI, just merge.
We see this as a way for SpaceX to generate revenue that can be used to develop in more advanced rockets and spaceships, Musk said last year. We think this is a key stepping stone on the way to establishing a self-sustaining city on Mars and base on the moon. So yeah, he's going to fund his takeover of Mars and the moon with Starlink. So when you get your Starlink, that's what you're supporting. Oh, and wait, there's more.
There's more.
There's more.
Wait, there's more.
He doesn't. We're not going to have Earth-based laws on Mars. He's decided that we're not going to have.
You were right when you said takeover.
Yeah, pretty much. So let's move on to that right now. I think this
is probably one of my favorite articles of the week.
Oh yeah. So Elon Musk, SpaceX colony on Mars won't follow Earth-based laws. Okay, and that's what you're funding when you get Starlink. So
this will be entertaining to watch.
I know. The laws on Mars could be a little spacey. Elon Musk's planned colony on the red planet will not be ruled by any Earth-based government. Well, that might be a good thing at this point, I'm just saying.
He says, screw you guys,
Right.
I'm out.
And will instead adhere to its own self-governing principles, according to a report. Hey, they better do some inner work before they think that's going to work out. I'm just saying. I mean, you might want to start some meditation practices and, go within and start doing a little bit of that stuff before you think that kind of system's going to just work out, right? Like, what is he up to, Foyle?
They're going to have to highly screen everybody that goes up there. And then, this stuff might work until you get the first, then what do you do? The first person that goes
if you're
nuts
sticking a bunch of service to self billionaires up there, I really don't see how that whole plan's going to work out. It kind of depends on who you're
I don't know.
Who's leading the way? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the people that founded their own. It's not. What's the name of the planet like Thor is from? There's a contingent of people, billionaires, that are founding their own space country on these satellites. Like they have citizenship applications already.
What?
Like it's totally a real thing. I swear. This is a real thing. I can't think of what the name of it is. Agartha? That's not right.
Well, that's the inner Earth civilization.
Yeah, that's no, that's not right. It's something with an A though.
I know my civilizations, especially my inner Earth ones. Yeah, my off-planet ones. I know those too. Yeah.
Well, they are literally these people. They're tech based. They want to make up their own laws. You can apply for citizenship now, and then they will take you as an official citizen to their Asgardia. Thank you. That's what it was. See, I wasn't tripping.
Yeah.
Other
G
people
Morty
know what I'm
says
talking about.
keep your Neuralink, Elon. I'm going to Agartha.
Right, but it's Asgard. It's and they are, the spacefaring civilization of Asgardia. That's a whole real thing.
We've got a space force. We're going to Mars. We're going to the moon. We're going wherever. We're going out there. We haven't even checked out the oceans, man, or the inner Earth. So when are we going to get a department that just solely is dedicated to checking out our oceans and our inner Earth civilizations?
Well, they have to admit that there are inner Earth workings, and as far as going out of the sea, I think the idea is just to get off the planet for the continuation of the.
Well, that would be the Navy.
In the event,
that would be the Navy,
right?
I guess. Right.
That would be the Navy. Yeah, right.
And who checks out the inner Earth civilization? That would be just the Black Projects, right? But I'm sure somebody's got the job. Somebody's assigned.
I think I'm with Elon. I want off the rock. Like
Right.
I think it's probably a good idea.
Right. They all seem like they're in a big hurry to get to Mars right now.
Everybody's
Everybody's
either that
trying
or
to
down
go.
into their super special bunkers. Like,
yeah. Well, we think
the
we know why.
happenings.
Yeah. The event happened.
Asgard and ice. Just don't drink the water, right?
The billionaire tech mogul SpaceX Mars mission, which will use constellations of satellites to provide an internet connection for the creation of a self-sustaining city on the planet, won't be forced to recognize international law. Who's deciding this? I mean, is this just like a bonus Elon gets for like hanging out with the Space Force and collabing with them? Or
I
what?
mean, listen.
He just gets like an off-planet pay. He just gets a solar system pass or what?
If he's the first one there and he's paying to build it, it's his. This is his baby. You right? You ain't gonna tell me what to do on my planet. I can dig that. He got a flag and everything already. Like he paid for that. You ain't about to tell me how to spend money. You want to come? You better come build your own colony. You can put all the laws you want.
He needs to change that flag, though. I'm not digging that design he came up with. It's kind of low vibe and depressing.
I'm sure he'll come up with some.
We went through this a few episodes back, the different flag possibilities, and I don't know, we aren't feeling it. So, if word gets back to you, Elon, we're not feeling that flag. We need something a little more high vibe, okay? Not that you're into that stuff, but, hey, you might want to pander to the people just a little bit, or at least your Space Force News picks.
Freaking Skynet, man.
Yeah. Okay, so where was I? For services provided on Mars or in transit to Mars via Starship or other colonization spacecraft, the parties recognize Mars as a free planet and that no Earth-based government has authority or sovereignty over Martian activities. Well,
Amen.
That's just great. The governing law section states, instead, disputes will be settled through self-governing principles established in good faith. Right? That concerns me. Like, who's going to be on Mars at first? These are going to be good faith people, huh?
Well,
the people that can afford to get there are going to be people who will live in good faith, right?
They better hope the Martians
on
don't
in.
have their own set of laws. They
Right.
they get
They better hope.
You ain't about to run nothing.
They better
Like,
hope.
I don't know, right?
Right. Might
Y'all
get a
ain't about to
rude
come up here
awakening.
and start dictating, right?
Right. Instead, disputes will be settled. Oh, yeah, I said that through the Martian settlement. The service terms, however, note that Earthlings using the internet on the Earth's moon must follow the laws of California. What?
Wait, what? Oh, no.
Wait, what?
Oh, no.
If Newsom's in charge of those laws, we ain't following
Man,
shit.
what?
What?
I'm done, right?
Earlier this week, SpaceX announced plans to change.
California, that's the worst laws in the country.
They said you can't sing it at Thanksgiving.
Right?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
so
my
glad
goodness.
I
You gotta
moved
be
out of
outside,
LA. Oh,
right?
I would be freaking out. You see
Gotta
all those
be outside.
You
like,
see all those people
what?
protesting in Beverly Hills, they've had enough. I'm telling you, between sitting in that traffic and dealing with all those attitudes and now just all these over the top laws and that 19 rules, they're just done. They're
Man,
done.
I'm
They're like
pretty
Trump
sure-
2020, Trump 2020.
I hope they just mean, internet specific laws. And even that, I don't want to follow any California laws.
No.
Like, that's a horrible idea. But I mean, Earthlings using the internet on the moon must follow the laws. I hope they're just talking about that, like,
Is that a joke? I mean, seriously, hold on. Let me just. Earlier this week, SpaceX announced plans to charge $99 a month for a test version of Starlink internet project on Earth. This literally stated on Earth, but admitted that it will likely be spotty at first. A date for when this out of this world settlement will launch has yet to be set, but Musk revealed some details about it at a conference last week. This really might come
there
down.
it is.
What? This really
The
might come
answer.
down to: are we going to create a self-sustaining city on Mars before or after World War III? Oh no, there it is.
I told you. That's the answer.
Oh no,
It's the
That's it.
war.
Yep.
I mean, we knew.
The
we
probability
knew.
of after is low, so we should try and make the city self-sustaining before any possibility of World War III.
Yep.
Yep, there it is. All right, Foil. Into
Since we're
defense.
talking about World War III,
We're
right?
done with SpaceX and Space Force. Now we are on to defense.
Right. Speaking of World War III, man, every week we talk on the show about what's going on in, South China Sea, China in general, with India. So recently, Esper and Pompeo had gone to India. We actually signed an agreement with them, last week? That we're going to be sharing a lot of really, really good satellite data and geolocation data with India, to help with defending against threats primarily from China at this point. India's really on board. I mean, we saw the kind of response they give to Trump. They love that guy. I mean, they're definitely on board, and they know China is not trying to play that democracy stuff. They've been encroaching on Indian territory, specifically in the LAC line of actual control and up in the Ladakh region for a minute now. They had 20 casualties in June or July, which was the first armed conflict between China and India in a while. So we're going to give them access to all this satellite data and advanced navigation tech and whatever else, because we're going to be selling them a bunch of weapons that need that tech to function properly, which also makes China mad. I mean, if you look and pay attention, like the weapons deals that we're doing with Taiwan and India right now really have China on edge, but they're pushing. We're going to be selling more fighter aircraft and a lot of the drones that are going to rely on that satellite data, billions and billions of dollars worth. It's got China a little up in arms. This is the worst we've seen U.S.-China relations in forever. So, but this is actually, almost. I mean, we've already got like a mutual defense pact with India, and now we're going to be sharing our sensitive satellite data with them so that they can operate the weapons we sell them. Which sounds like a great idea to me.
Right. I mean, look at the peace deals that are going on though with the Iran. What do you think about that, Foil?
With
Iran, I mean, it's off subject. It's not. Well,
no. Was that confirmed? Because are you talking about when they said that I saw somebody had posted on Twitter that they had seen something from somewhere. This is what I mean, that Iran had asked about getting on the Israeli peace deal, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I find that super hard to believe.
Really?
And if they did, I don't see that being, if they did come and ask for, I mean, they literally chant death to Israel and death to America, like in their parliament and stuff on a daily, like it's totally a thing over there. I mean, they've got big murals painted in their, in Tehran and everywhere else. Like, I really find that hard to believe. If that happens, and if they really mean it, oh yeah, I'm convinced that the end is near at that point. Like, that's insane. I did see the post. I know what you're talking about, but I find it really hard to believe. And especially with Trump in charge, they definitely don't like him. And I don't see them doing anything that's going to give him any credit. Not to mention, Iran and China are tight right now, like super tight. China's been selling them all kinds of weaponry and advanced tech recently, especially recently. So I don't know if I buy that one.
Are we going to be playing this video? It means war. China's state media warns Taiwan against warplane action.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this the video for it here?
Yeah.
Is that an? Oh, it is. We can play that.
No, that's it.
Okay. Okay. So let me just go over there. Let's hope it plays. Unlike the Space Force video. What is this stuff down here? I got to get that ad blocker that J Rod was telling me about. This is out of control.
Man, those things are horrible.
4 more years in the White House. This is the most important election in the history of our country. I feel that way so strongly, so do you. I stand before you to officially launch my campaign for a second term.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
I profoundly accept this nomination for President of the United States.
I humbly accept your nomination to run and serve.
Keep America great. In other words, make America great again. Well, we've really...
Yeah, I don't
For some reason, I don't think that goes with the article.
I think that's an ad.
Yeah, but that was fun.
That's one of the ads.
But that was fun.
Yeah, right? I mean, yeah.
Why
MAGA.
not? Yeah.
Right?
That's right. MAGA.
MAGA.
We were MAGAing hard last night, boy.
Oh, yeah. It was MAGA mayhem, man.
It was MAGA mayhem. Yeah.
Mega MAGA mayhem.
It means war. China's state media warns Taiwan against warplane action. Here you are.
Yeah, well, do you remember when I was saying when I think it was Pompeo or maybe it was Esper was over there in Taiwan recently, and China was flying their fighter jets over Taiwan, kind of like, posturing, right? But China's really been stepping up their game as far as like Taiwan is part of their one China policy. See, Taiwan, they unilaterally passed this bill in like the 90s that there's one China policy, that Taiwan is a part of China, Hong Kong is a part of China, whatever, like they don't want to hear nothing about that. Now they're cool with other nations trading with Taiwan as long as it's on the down low. But when you start to make public displays of trading with Taiwan, or when you recognize Taiwan as an actual independent entity that is separate from, their Chinese overlords, then China has a big problem, because China is very big on how they appear on the global stage. That's one of the reasons they're not a fan of Trump, because he just calls them out all the time. And it's like, they're big on disrespect. It's, you're not going to dishonor them. You feel me?
Yeah. I'm big
but
on
in
that
any
too.
case, right. I can dig it. In any case, so with Taiwan, we've been selling them a lot of weapons recently. We just sold them like $2.7 billion in weapons about maybe a month ago. Now they've made another deal where they're going to sell, I think it's like $1.7 billion, and about another $2 billion in weapons to Taiwan. And they're supposed to be only defensive weapons, in the event that China tries to retake the island, which they've kind of been threatening to do. I mean, we talked last time about how President Xi had told his elite people to gear up for war, like that's what it was going to be.
Yeah.
And he was talking to an amphibious assault unit. Well, if you're going to amphibiously assault something, it's probably that island over there that's telling you that it's independent.
That they're not on board anymore.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get
I
it.
mean, they and they're really taking that seriously, and they were flying those fighter planes over there. Well, in any case, now one of their state-run newspapers, probably their most jingoistic or warlike state-run newspapers, the editor has published an article speaking on behalf of the CCP for the most part, that the Chinese warplanes have to fly over the island of Taiwan. They don't want to hear none of that separation stuff, and that if the Taiwanese government, for any reason, shoots down one of their planes or has any kind of retaliation about these flyovers, that's war. Like that's it. That's all. Like they're coming for them, which is a problem. I mean, it's a big problem. So that China is definitely getting more more jingoistic in their talk. Like they're ready for war with Taiwan. The problem is we are strongly bonded with Taiwan. I mean, Taiwan is also almost a proxy. It's almost a proxy country. This would be like a proxy war. Like if they attack Taiwan, we're going to be called to go defend them. And I think we would. I think we would. I think we actually would. I wouldn't swear to that, but I think we actually would. So this is a sticky wicket going on with Taiwan and these weapons deals. Like, I mean, we've been selling them. Ricket.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. You just said sticky wicket, and I just couldn't help myself.
Sticky wicket.
Yeah, so Keystone says China just has the same deep state. Well, I shouldn't have said that. The same.
Yeah, well, no. The right.
Like the rest of the countries. It's true.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the good thing is, obviously, we've seen Chinese dissidents release some very entertaining information recently with respect to,
Yep.
our boy H.
I just want to say, Paula and Love by the Moon, it absolutely was fun last night. MAGA movie night. They Live blew my wig back. I couldn't believe that movie. I couldn't believe it.
Wasn't that crazy? That's one of my favorite movies.
That was some disclosure in the 80s, man, and we just didn't get it.
Man, they were trying to
We laughed. We thought it was funny. We just didn't get it. All right, so China to sanction Boeing, other U.S. firms over Taiwan arms sales from Al Jazeera.
Yeah, I told you, they're big mad. Like Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon, I think they're going to put formal economic sanctions on those countries because those are on those companies, because those are the companies that are producing the weapons that we're selling to Taiwan right now, which China is mad about and threatening to go to war over. They don't have any specifics at the moment on what the sanctions will or won't be, but they just say, yeah, for sure, they've got non-specific sanctions. The problem is, like, particularly with Boeing, I don't know if you guys remember, but they had to ground a large part of Boeing's 737 fleet. There were those 2 accidents recently. It was some sort of a technical problem, and the planes crashed with all those people on them. So they grounded the entire fleet. China happens to have one of the largest collections of Boeing 737 planes that it flies as part of part of its aviation industry there. So Boeing is taking some hits. Boeing is definitely taking some hits. They don't even. So I guess we will see. We don't know what the sanctions are going to be, but they're mad about those weapons for sure.
All right, behind China's threat to support insurgency in India.
Yeah, this is kind of important. We already know that there have been a lot of contention in, like I said, around the line of actual control. Well, for the longest, when Mao was chairman in China, before Mao died, it was Chinese protocol to support insurgent rebels in the area that's along the border of Myanmar, Burma. It was Burma back in the day, and they'd armed these rebels and trained these rebels, and they were, these groups were some of the first to rise against the government in New Delhi. Well, after Mao died, when President Xi, and now especially with President Xi in charge, they haven't really been giving the support to the insurgents, to the insurgents there. But now, because of what's going on with Taiwan, and because India has begun trading with Taiwan, and not super secret, like I was saying, they've been doing it in public. China's kind of mad, and they've been giving monetary support and weapon support to these insurgent groups again that are primarily in the northeast region of India, but that, like I said, it's up by that line of actual control, and up by the Ladakh region, and over there on the border of Myanmar, whatever they call it now, Burma. Up on the border there, and like we've seen how it does when the United States sponsors insurgents. I mean, that could turn into a whole new powder keg. I mean, these are secessionists. Like, they want their land. They don't want to be any part of a unified India. They want out.
Oh.
And China's funding them at the moment because they're mad because because India's trading with Taiwan and wants to recognize it as an actual nation, which it is. It's crazy. Like, China's really, I told you, they don't, in the US, we tend to assume that everything military is about overwhelming strength. China does little tricky stuff. Like the stuff that's going on here, they've been planning that out for the longest. They've put their little pieces in play. They get everybody into position, and when they're ready, they'll strike. But like things like this,
like a cobra.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they're positioning their pieces now. Like I said, that's why I said that about Iran. China and Iran are tight at the moment, which is crazy because China's putting Muslims in camps.
Right.
However, Iran knows that China.
Yeah, that is wild, man. That they're
head,
totally putting Muslims in camps, and yet
because the one thing because what they agree on more.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes, what they agree on more than the Muslims in the camps is that America is out of place.
Right.
No, so they'll team up on that, and then what? Like, that's nuts.
Trump 2020.
That's just Trump 2020.
That's right.
Right.
All right, so we're at what, Nokia? Oh, this is something. What is going on here? This is just.
So guys, they're putting cell service on the moon, but apparently now we know that you're gonna have to follow California laws. I mean, how stupid is that? So Nokia is gonna have a 4G network on the moon. They got a $14 million NASA contract. Of course, it was NASA to build 4G wireless cell phone network on the moon. In case you want to go up there and tweet. Apparently, they're going to apparently integrate it into a lunar lander spacecraft that'll make moonfall in 2022. The 4G system will let these lunar rovers and the base camps and everybody have high-speed communications with Earth.
I wonder if we already have internet. I don't think we need it. I don't think we have it. Internet on the moon. Well, why do we need the internet? Because they're going to let the people go up there now. They're going to let the sheeple go up there.
Here's the thing.
The sheeple need the internet. They need to get on Twitter. Just saying.
It is so much. If they can really, instead of like, even with going to Mars, you don't want to launch straight out of Earth's atmosphere to go to Mars. It would be a lot easier to get everything up to the moon and then go from there, or get everything into orbit and then go from there.
It's kind of like when you go on a school trip. When you're in grade school and you got to get on the bus first. The moon's like the bus. Then you get to go on the bus. You get to go on the day trip. What do they call it? The day trip. What is it? When you go to the museum or
field trips.
Yeah, field trip. You had to get your permission slip signed and all that.
Right.
Yeah, and it was all exciting. You couldn't sleep the night before.
Newsom has to tell you can go. Right. Yeah. All that.
Hey, I grew up in California. that's what it was, right?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why I completely went left into field trips from that, but go ahead, Foyle.
Well, no, I mean the moon is going to be. I think the moon is going to be more like a terminal, a terminal to go. Like, I mean, we're collecting.
That makes sense.
We're going to have mining. There's going to be asteroid mining. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. People going to Mars. They're probably going to try and hit up some of these other, I would imagine.
So 4G, just really think about that. So 4G, like this is what's going to happen with the moon. This is the plan, but yet we need 4G on the moon. I mean, that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna save just the 5th generation for here. See what kind of havoc that wreaks.
Right. Oh, but Trump already said we're going to 6 and 7G. So why aren't we putting 6 and 7G on the moon? Why are we Why are we reverting back to 4G?
I mean,
I know why they're not putting 5G. That's just common sense. That's only for Earth. That's for experiments on Earth. But why we're not going like 6, 7G? I'm just saying.
They will. I'm sure, maybe, but yeah,
we're gonna upgrade.
Odd.
We're gonna start with 4G. Yeah. Why give the sheeple the good stuff? Just give them the 4G.
Because you know why? Matter of fact, I do know the answer to that. The difference between the 4th generation and 5th generation tech is the wavelengths. 4G, the waves travel longer distances. That's the issue with the 5th generation tech, is they've got to put them things everywhere because they're smaller wavelengths.
True.
You know what I mean?
True. So you need more infrastructure.
See?
Yeah.
Thinking, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right, so we need to shout out, before I move to this article, we need to shout out the person that tagged us. because we really appreciate people. We do miss some articles, and we appreciate.
Oh, is this
people.
the one that was sent to us? Which
we had
one
a
is
few.
this?
We had a few of them, but this one, Botus, he. How do you say that? BODHIS.
I don't know.
It's on Twitter, man. Here,
I don't know what we're looking
right
at.
here. I'll pull it up. So this article, I have the actual article over here, but it was Bodhisattva. How do you say
I
that?
can't. Bodhisattva. I think?
Bodhisattva. Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that account that actually tagged us and sent us this article?
Much thanks. Much
Yes,
thanks.
we appreciate that. Yeah.
And it's super exciting too. This is the first.
Where's the article now? Hold on. Wait. I shouldn't have
Nope,
showed
not that one.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Yeah, this is the first Earth-sized exoplanet that was discovered in a habitable zone around a star that's like maybe 100 light years away. If you guys know, like a habitable zone, like if you're too close to a star, obviously there's too much, heat and radiation, whatever. Too far away, everything will be cold. Well, habitable zone, they figure, is a good place to look for liquid water, maybe life-supporting liquid water, something similar to Earth. They used.
Yeah, but there's no aliens, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. We're the only ones.
Right.
They used the TESS satellite, Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite. They used TESS, which is kind of a newer tech, which looks at faraway stars and it watches for a long time to see the planets actually transit in front of the stars. And by the amount of dimming, the satellite can then predict, how far it is away from the star, how big it would be, and maybe some other things. But they found this planet around a smaller, I think it's a red dwarf star. Let me look. That's like 100 light years away from Earth. I'm not going to be able to find it. I know I'm right. I'm just going to leave it at that. I think that's got to be right. In any case, TESS was able to detect it. There's a little there's a video. Play that video. Scroll down. Yeah, it was good. As a matter of fact, I watched it earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Am I going to get docked for this?
I don't think so.
I don't want to be punished. All right, here we go.
NASA's TESS mission has found its first Earth-sized world in its star's habitable zone. This means the planet, called TOI 700d, has the potential for liquid water on its surface. TESS stares at patches of sky for long stretches, recording light from thousands of stars. Some of these stars have planets that cross or transit in front of them. TESS sees these events as tiny, regular dimmings of the host stars. One star where TESS saw transits is TOI 700. It's a red dwarf about 40% the mass and size of our Sun and roughly half its temperature. One set of transits announced the presence of a planet close to the star, called TOI 700b. Another set revealed a second planet named TOI 700c a little farther out. The deeper, shorter transit means the planet is larger than the first, and the plane of its orbit is slightly tipped. A final set of transits showed TOI 700d orbiting even farther out. TESS observed this system for nearly 11 months and saw each planet transit multiple times. Scientists determined that the inner and outer planets are almost Earth-size and maybe rocky.
Wow.
The middle world is more than twice as large and most likely made of gas. All three may be tidally locked, rotating just once each orbit, so the same side always faces the star. But most importantly, TOI 700d is within the star's habitable zone. Scientists wanted independent confirmation of TOI 700d, so they monitored its star with NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope. Spitzer saw a clear transit from the outer planet, affirming its existence and improving scientists' certainty of the planet's size.
Thank you, Neo.
TOI 700d is one of only a few Earth-sized planets found in potential habitable zones. Others include discoveries by Kepler and several planets in the TRAPPIST-1 system. Because TOI 700 is bright and nearby, the planets are good candidates for precise mass measurements by ground-based telescopes. Future missions may also tell us if the worlds have atmospheres, but scientists need to know what kinds of signals to look for. Researchers at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center created models of the planet to explore its potential conditions. One version is a water-covered world with an atmosphere similar to early Mars, but denser. Another looks like a completely dry version of today's Earth. Both models have vastly different surface temperatures. Light passing through their atmospheres creates distinct signals because different molecules are present. By simulating these data now, scientists can make predictions for real future observations and narrow the range of TOI 700D's possible conditions. We still have much to learn about the TOI 700 system, but thanks to Tess, Spitzer, and the work of many scientists, we're beginning to form a picture of its exciting new worlds.
That's awesome, right?
Yay! So cool.
And I did remember. I knew I wasn't tripping. All right. Yeah,
So
I'm pretty stoked about
cool.
that, right? Good find. Good find, Bodhisattva. Good find.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Now this I'm kind of excited about. I talk all the time about the big bounce. We've gone over the big bounce on the show. I don't know how many times about the formation of the early universe we've covered. If you guys pay any attention to just physics in general, Sir Roger Penrose is a huge name. And he won he won half of the 2020 Nobel Prize for his work, basically tying black holes to Einstein's theory of relativity, which is pretty cool. But something else he's been doing work on are these things that they call Hawking points, which are basically remnants of black holes from before the Big Bang. So this is from before the universe that we're in, because it is in fact a bounce. Like I said, the universe expands, and eventually once all the matter in the universe decays, and it'll kind of collapse back in on itself and do it again. Well, they've got these in the cosmic microwave background radiation map. If you guys have ever seen that, they were able to detect these disks, these spheres. They're about 5 times the diameter of our moon, so they're not really big. And they started looking at the temperature gradient around these disks and what could have possibly been the explanation for these things. And it turns out they're thinking that these, which they're calling Hawking points, are basically the sputtering out of black holes from our previous universe, before this universe. And it's not that the corpses of the black holes are still there, but the radiation that they've emitted is there, and that they're able to detect that, which is actually kind of a huge thing. Penrose has always been like an outside of the box thinker as far as ideas on the development of the universe. Like, he's not a fan of string theory or any of these other things. He never bought the Big Bang. He always thought that there were probably an infinite number of Big Bangs, and this kind of points to that. They call them, he worked with Stephen Hawking, who you guys know is a huge name in physics, regardless of anything else he might have been doing. But they were able to determine from, Hawking radiation or Hawking evaporation of the radiation from these black holes, that these may actually be, black holes from previous universes.
Exciting.
So I think that's pretty exciting.
Very exciting. I love that. We
about
have
that.
so much to learn about black holes too, and there's just so much we have to learn about the universe.
Well,
once we're allowed to learn the truth, that'd be nice. But it's starting to happen,
right?
Little by little. It's coming out. That like they're tying like we've discussed many times in the show, they're tying the creator now to science, which for a long time they tried to deter us from that. So progress.
Yeah, they thought science and consciousness or religion or whatever were totally separate things, but I really don't think that they are. But
they're not.
I mean, even at this, like, humans tend to think of themselves and their existence as kind of like the be all end all, and clearly, like, this has probably been an infinitely occurring, and we talked about this in Sedona.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this has probably been an infinitely occurring cycle. Like I said, I mean, can you imagine I wonder how many universes back? I mean, is there even a beginning? Like, how long has this stuff been going on? It's crazy.
You can see it with the waveform. The waveform teaches us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's
I'm telling you.
All right, so NASA spacecraft safely seals up asteroid sample to return to Earth.
Oh yeah, there was something. Listen, there was something I didn't put on our sheet, but I don't know if you got, like, a couple of days ago. They found.
Why do I have to look at this? How do I get rid of this? I gotta get the ad blocker. I don't want to have to look at them.
Just
Con
scroll
men.
down.
Look at those two con men.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
Ain't nobody oh no.
It won't scroll.
That's
see?
tricky.
Yeah. We're
there you
stuck
go.
with it. Yeah, you just got to
Right.
bump it out of
Nobody
the
wants
way.
to see all that,
Right.
right? It's terrible. So a couple of days
Go
ago,
home, Joe. All right.
right?
Yeah.
Well, they released the news a couple of days ago, but I'm convinced they knew this already. They found a metallic asteroid, which they think may be a planet core that just never formed into an actual planet and never had the accretion process or whatever. But it's the metals in this thing are worth 10 quintillion dollars. That's 10,000 quadrillion dollars. That's like more money than any of the money. That's more money than the entire GDP of the earth, all of that. Like, this is some next level stuff. So they probably have known that. So like I said, the asteroid mining, remember we talked about how NASA was trying to get kind of a template for purchasing off-world materials when they did that little fake deal where they were trying to get their contracts in order a couple of months ago. Well, now they find this, on 16 Psyche that's worth 10 quintillion, this asteroid core that I'm sure they're going to want to go up there and get. Well, they didn't release that news immediately, but they did tell us about how they were able to create this thing to go up to an actual close asteroid and get a sample. I think we watched a video about it, Alara. We tried to. It was kind of like a reverse vacuum thing that they used.
Yeah, I think I remember something about it. Yeah.
So the OSIRIS-REx, right? Funny, Rex is king, Osiris. Yeah, the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft was able to get a sample from a relatively close asteroid, put it in a return capsule, and then they're going to send it back to Earth for analysis. They had to build a whole special little reverse vacuumy thing. They had to bombarded the entire surface of the asteroid with hydrogen, maybe, to get it to kind of loosen up, and then they went up there and got themselves a sample. Well, they're only bringing back 60 grams of this stuff, which is not a whole lot, but I mean, just the idea that they're able to go up there, get a sample, return it to Earth, and then do what they will with it.
Daryl said,
kind of impressive.
Daryl Levine said, all your asteroid belonged to us.
Right.
Yeah, that was good. All right. So are we on the next one? Is that the end of that?
Yeah, that was it. I was just trying to tie
come
it together.
On, Joe. Go away. Okay.
But,
all right, here we are.
There.
Okay, so we're on
Moonwater.
Yeah, Moonwater. 3 questions. That's the discovery of water molecules on the sunlit side of the moon. Right?
Right. Now this just makes me, I still want to know about the moon goo. Like, maybe that's what we're talking about. I don't know. They think these things are in some kind of like a glass bead form, right? So since 2018, they've known that there was water, there was ice on the moon's surface, right? And just recently they were saying, we don't even know how it got up there. They're thinking that maybe, it was brought on there by meteor impacts that were carrying small amounts of water that then were somehow integrated into the lunar surface, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty convinced that thing is a ship, but nevertheless, now they've been able to confirm, they think, that there may actually be molecular water.
Did I tell you I think it's comms?
Yeah, you did. If you want to break that down, feel free.
I mean, I don't like to talk about my decodes on Space Force News, but I do believe that this entire story is comms. And why do I believe that?
It feels a little fishy. I mean, I don't know.
It feels a little suspect, and Hussein made an extremely interesting tweet right around the time that this came out. So I'm just saying, I think maybe it's comms, and we'll leave it at that. Go ahead, Foyle.
Yeah, so this isn't liquid water. They're just saying it's molecular water,
right.
And they're not 100% sure how it even came about. They're thinking that maybe the solar winds from the sun are carrying in hydrogen that are mixing with like oxygen in the soil there.
Right.
And that as it's being hit with solar radiation at full force, that it's kind of, I don't know, coalescing into some sort of they think like little glass beads.
Maybe it's event comms, friend.
I mean, you know what?
Serious. They're all trying to leave. We think the event
condensation.
We think the event has started.
Maybe
it's comms about the event thing starting.
It could be.
time to go or time to not go or time to get into the bunker or whatever they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about, but you know.
Oh, here it is. Okay, they're saying that the solar wind is going to bring hydrogen to the surface that's going to react with oxygen-bearing minerals in the lunar soil that'll create hydroxyl, and then the radiation from these little micrometeorites could transform hydroxyl into water molecules.
You see?
But not, like I said, not liquid water, molecular water.
Right.
That may be like little, glass beads. They said impact glass is what they're thinking, that the heat, the impact glass turns it into this molecular water in this kind of like little glass bead thing.
Sound familiar?
So they don't know. They don't know. They have no idea.
No, they don't.
No. But rampant speculation is good. I mean, that's my favorite thing.
Well, I did it just now. I speculated, but
Right.
Yeah. So it's
onto
okay.
the tech.
Yeah, I speculate sometimes, just not on this show.
I speculate all the time.
New nuclear engine concept could help realize 3-month trips to Mars.
Oh, look, Brandy. Hi, Brandy.
Dun, dun. Who's that?
Right.
Oh, is she in the chat?
Yeah, Brandy the
hi,
Black
Brandy.
Greek. She's here.
Yeah. Hi, Brandy.
What up, girl?
Yeah.
That's her Twitter name.
Yeah.
Just saying, she is the Black Greek. Yeah. So they've got a nuclear engine concept. They're okay. So a trip to Mars takes what, like 7-8 months at the moment.
Yeah.
Right. They're trying to cut this down into 3, and I think it's we're missing something. I mean, they talk about how we've reached the max efficiency of these fuel-based rockets. Just bring the real stuff. If they just bring the real stuff, we don't even have to do all this, right? But instead, they're going to use Seattle-based, this just gets me, ultra-safe nuclear technologies. You got to put ultra-safe in your
not
name.
in the same sense as nuclear. Yeah, you just...
I know. It's in the ultra-safe, like we're ultra-safe, guys. Ultra-safe nuclear technologies. They have a concept.
Ultra-safe thin condom. Ultra-safe extra thin condom.
I'm not buying it, man. I don't buy it at all. You got to put ultra-safe in the front of anything. You're hiding something. Like, good Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, man, right?
Yeah.
Ultra-safe
yeah.
space condoms for the space welfare. It'll be great. So they're going to use this nuclear thermal propulsion engine. They made a little mini engine. It's completely encased in ceramics. I mean, they got to have something safe to put on a ship and send it up there. Apparently, it's able to, the thrust factor is really good with the ultra safe nuclear engine. But they want to use nuclear propulsion to get them to Mars. They think they use this like ceramic micro encapsulated fuel to power the reactor, which is taken from uranium. They use HALEU from uranium, and then they're going to put it into this, like I said, this micro encapsulated fuel that's going to be fully encased in ceramics to power the reactor and the engine there. That's going to be super safe, and they're going to get to Mars in 3 months.
Yeah.
Sounds
like a plan.
Or they could just open, the
Portal.
space portals.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
All this just seems like a waste of resources.
We're at 1:30 right now, and we still have like 3 articles plus space weather, plus there's a few tweets we need to cover with
okay, can
General
we just
Raymond.
look at the creepy Disney robots?
Yeah,
This
he's
seems
up
really
right
important to
now.
me.
He's up right now.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so
here's
look,
the deal,
they
man.
live. Look,
That's
I'm just
all.
saying.
Yeah, that's all I want to
Yeah.
listen. 2 things I don't want to hear in a row are Disney and researchers. Like, that's all bad. Just
Right.
anything with Disney is all bad. Look at this thing. There's a little video down there if you want to play it for like 20 seconds so they can see
Where
how
is it?
creepy this freaking thing is.
Where is it? Down here?
Yeah, it's got a little Mickey.
Oh,
Just
okay.
push play. I don't
Do
even
we
have to
even
say
want to
anything
watch
else.
this? Hold
Man,
on.
listen, it was Halloween yesterday. This is creepy as AF. Just there you go. Look at this thing.
I don't hear any sound.
We present
I
a
don't know.
system for creating
there it goes.
lifelike gaze
Look at this thing.
interactions between people and an animatronic
Look how its eyes
character.
move around.
Our architecture implements mutual gazing behavior, demonstrating the illusion of life. We use a subsumption architecture.
Can I play more than a few seconds of that or what?
I don't know. I just wanted them to see how the eyes move. Like, look at that thing. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's totally
I mean,
creepy.
granted, they'll put some fake skin on there or whatever, but like its eyes move really. I mean, that's realistic.
Yeah.
But like I said, Disney researchers, I mean, what?
Right?
Yeah, that's all I got on that. Have at it.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's creepy. Longtime
Yeah.
pilot photographs mysterious orange orb in daytime sky over North Carolina mountains.
This was recently.
So, hold on. As a 45-year pilot, Charles Cobb had never seen anything like the orange-tinged orb. High in the North Carolina mountain sky on a sunny late morning in June, the object was round and irregular, he said. It would suddenly plummet tens of thousands of feet before soaring right back up, he said. Cobb, an 88-year-old Korean War combat veteran, spotted the mysterious object while sitting at Silver Creek Airport in Morganton, where he visits each day to check on the 1940 Piper Cub he keeps in a hangar. Minutes ticked by as the object and its exhaust plume hovered 30,000 feet to 40,000 feet high toward Table Rock, Cobb said. He was referring to the plateaued peak northeast of Asheville that's a popular tourist destination for its panoramic views of the surrounding Lindsville, Georgia, as described by AshevilleTrails.com.
You got the picture there?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Cobb said he finally
about...
pulled out his iPad and took photos of the flying object in its opaque center. It was 11:18 a.m. June 12th. It was hard to tell the size, he said, although he distinctly recalled the craft dropping at times to maybe 15,000 feet before shooting back up to at least 30,000 feet. There it is there. There it is there. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was crazy. As a matter of fact, that's right about the area. I told you I saw something when I was driving to South Carolina one time. That's about where I was going through there.
Hey, Love by the Moon says she thinks you're torturing us still from last night. Oh, why showing you the Disney robot? Yeah, the Disney android with the lifelike eyes. It looks like they live. It does. I'm just saying. All right, so the object vanished at one point when he happened to look down at his iPad, but it soon reappeared, he said. The fact that it could zoom up almost out of sight made this no ordinary object, he's convinced. What do you think? Look at that thing. It's pretty cool.
Right?
Right? Kind of like it. All right, so what else do we have in weirdness here?
Know.
Oh, these two. Oh, man. Strange news alert.
Oh.
Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato reveal seeing aliens and UFO. So we're getting some celebrity people talking like us. That's winning.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. So I think I saw Demi Lovato's tweet though. She made a tweet about what did she, I can't remember what she said.
I'm actually a fan of her music. I don't know if she is on that whole NWO train or not, but Miley Cyrus has definitely got a few screws loose, man.
Oh yeah, she's definitely okay. So Miley Cyrus recently had a run-in with aliens as she gave an interview with all probably is one. Let's be real. So, but anyways, interview with all details about this. She claimed in an interview that she had a close encounter with a UFO and locked eyes with an extraterrestrial pilot. Well, that's intense.
Right. She said it looked like a flying snowplow.
But she's not the only celebrity who claims to have done so. Miley Cyrus claims that she was traveling through Southern California with a friend when they were pursued by a flying snowplow. Well, I have a friend who was pursued by a flying refrigerator, so I mean, I guess it's possible.
Hey.
I was driving through San Bernardino with San Bernardino. There you go, right there.
There you go. That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah. San Bernardino, California. That's your answer right there. Right, Tessa, I know you know. She's from Bakersfield. She gets it. It's the armpit of Southern California.
Right.
I wrote like a whole essay about this in college too, about how ghetto. Oh well, it was actually about the Inland Empire, but I think I said some specific things about San Bernardino. Anyway, back to the aliens. So I was driving through San Bernardino with my friend, and I got chased down by some sort of UFO that clearly she said was like a flying snowplow, and also bought weed wax from a guy in a van in front of a taco shop. So
there you go.
So it could have been the weed wax.
From a guy in a van in front of a taco shop. I mean, that says it all.
You don't include that in your UFO story if you want to be taken seriously. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe she didn't want to be taken. Maybe she was just mocking.
But this is the best way to describe as a flying snowplow. It had this big plow in the front of it, and it was glowing yellow. I did see it flying, and my friend saw it too.
A plow, though? For what?
She continued. It looked at me, and we made eye contact, and I think that's what really shook me. Looking into the eyes of something that I couldn't quite wrap my head around. The pop star explained, adding that she was shaken for almost a week after the alleged close encounter and thought they might come back.
Please
come back. I don't know how I feel about this, right? Because if you really looked at the alien pilot on the craft, I think it would shift your consciousness, okay? And I don't feel like her consciousness has been shifted much. So I don't know. Maybe it was the weed wax. I'm just saying.
I mean, they can come back and take her. That's okay. That's okay. We're okay with that.
Interestingly, fellow pop star Demi Lovato claims to have encounters with aliens too. Demi took to Instagram and wrote, UFOs, ET intelligence, and initiating peaceful contact with... Oh, yeah, that's right.
There's your Greer stuff.
Yeah, she had made a tweet about the phenomenon, about Stephen Greer and CE5s, and she went and did a CE5 with, I think, Stephen Greer, or learned from him, or
that they were saying that in the
she
chat.
Was out
like, didn't she do something with Greer?
Yeah.
I thought they meant, like, do something with Greer.
I think a few people tweeted me. They said, "Oh my gosh, Demi Lovato's doing CE5s, but at least we got a celebrity batting on our team, right?" So I mean, hey, I wish her contact.
Man, I mean, we need to be, I mean, the wrong person makes contact and says the wrong stuff.
Right.
Who knows? It could be Pandelirium.
Right. It's true.
Demi Lovato as Earth's spokesperson. I don't know.
I also have witnessed the most incredibly profound sightings both in the sky as well as feet away from me, accompanied with blurry footage, and that's always how it goes. And stills of lights of unknown origin in the California skies. In fact, guys, that's the main way you can tell when a UFO video is fake. If it's not blurry, it's CGI. Almost guaranteed. So,
man, right?
Yeah, because it just, I don't know why, it just...
That's
we can't pick them up that clearly with our technology. We just can't. And if somebody does, then you can almost bet that it's CGI. So yeah, we got that. We got celebrities now into the aliens.
Yeah.
Now this here,
celebrity spokespeople.
Yeah, this is our last article before we couple of other space things.
Is this the Twinkie one?
Yeah, this is the Twinkie. So
I just thought I'd put it in there. It'd be fun. Like, everybody thinks the Twinkies are just gonna last forever. Look at that. Look at that stuff,
guys.
Do
you know how old it is, the mummified Twinkie?
Like 8 months, I think. Or it wasn't even that long. I don't even know.
8 years.
I don't remember. 8 years. I knew 8.
Left alone for 8 long years. Held some surprises.
And then in some dude's house. And then he decided he was hungry. He went to go open the box and pulled that out.
That's what a Twinkie looks like after 8 years, you guys.
Right. Sorry, guys. If you think you're going to survive on Twinkies during the zombie apocalypse,
it's not going to happen.
You are sadly mistaken.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I thought those things could survive, like, like roaches, nuclear apocalypse and all that. Like, they'd just be around, but apparently not.
So, there was a couple Space Force things here. So shout out to Rob McTavish. He sent us this. U.S. Space Force is getting its own NCO Academy. Didn't we cover this?
What, the non-commissioned officers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we did cover this. Let me see what else.
Thank you.
Yes,
we probably
Rob.
didn't do the shout out at the time. That's from a while ago.
I'm trying to make a point of doing that now, even if it's something we already covered, and that's our fault.
For sure.
We already went over this. Thank you, Daryl, for sending us this article, the one that we did cover tonight on tonight's show. So thank you for getting our attention. Yep, and then it looks like Yvonne sent us Ohio's WPAFB is getting a Space Force command building.
Right, Patterson.
Right. Yep. Okay, so we had covered that. Thank you, Yvonne. And then, I wanted to show you guys a couple of cool things. Oh, let's see if the video is going to play now. Winning.
We get to close the show with it.
Today, space is essential not only to our way of life, it's absolutely critical to the modern way of war. GPS, ATMs, cell phones, gas pumps, traffic lights, power grids, guided missiles, surveillance, RPAs, ground combat control. There's no such thing as a day without space operations. You just don't see them. Earth is only half the battle. Cyber attacks and jamming of our satellites. Microsatellites that can create a debris field. At 17,000 miles an hour, a piece of metal the size of a coin can be weaponized. Now is the time for a military branch with a clear and singular focus on space.
Right.
A military branch that protects the hopes and dreams of America and our way of life as the space domain becomes more and more contested. It's time for another giant leap. The United States Space Force is being built from the brightest minds across the space operations of the Air Force, our joint services, and the private sector. We aren't just getting ready for the near future. We're getting ready for the 22nd century. When our enemies ask, what if? We will have an answer.
Hoorah!
Right?
When foreign powers can build bases on the dark side of the moon. When private companies are inventing a new economy beyond our planet.
Oh, they was
We
talking
need to
about
stay one
China.
step ahead of the
Yep.
future. And the future is where we'll make history. We will fight in an environment
Aw,
with
thanks,
no up or
Suiterbug.
down,
Did you
no
catch
left
that?
or right, where there are no borders and nowhere to hide.
Thank you,
Our
Suiterbug.
Space Force is defending our country.
Oh, great job tonight.
here
We
on
love
Earth
you both.
and
Thank
wherever
you.
our mission takes us. As commerce and exploration
Did you hear what he said?
we will imagine the
The
unimaginable,
base is on the dark side
No,
of the moon.
anticipate the inconceivable, and prepare for the impossible. We won't just think outside the box. We'll think outside the atmosphere. One of the
Woohoo!
most challenging environments ever
Right.
known.
Yeah. Yes. I love it.
Hoorah!
The sky
Which
is
part are you
not
talking
the
about?
sky is not the limit.
Not the limit.
It's not
right?
the limit. That's so
That
cool.
that base is on the dark side of the moon. You know that's where the Chinese got the
he's-
moon goo.
He said something about the time traveling something or other too. That was a little bit crazy. So yeah.
Ooh, I didn't get that.
Yeah, you didn't catch.
Drip,
I don't
drip,
think
drip.
many people were paying attention to that. Yeah. So I thought we'd show these too. So this is check out the as Spock is organized, and stay tuned over the next few weeks as we showcase the space warfighters that make us lean and lethal, building the Space Force. Spock. And yeah, these are kind of cool, right?
Awesome.
Patches, Buckley Garrison, Peterson, Shriver Garrison in here. Where was it? What did the other one have on it? Space Operations Command, Space Mission Deltas. Look at the deltas and their different patches. Foil. Isn't this exciting?
I'm psyched.
Right? I think that's super cool. So yeah, we're running
Delta patches.
We're at 140 right now, so I don't think I'm gonna play. I had them saved, these clips of Barbara Barrett talking to General Raymond, but I don't think we're gonna go there. I think we're gonna go ahead and close because we covered a lot tonight, and I still got to show you guys the Schumann. This is our current Schumann resonance. It looks like we are, we're not even sustaining at 20. Yeah, and it's so cut up lately. I don't know what's going on
different.
with that. Yeah,
that actually does look different.
So
didn't
I
we
need
have
to set
another
up the
solar
Schumann.
storm on the way.
Yeah, so this is what's going on with the space weather. Let me just go into that real quick. We only have flares right now that are C class, which really aren't anything to worry about. You really don't have to worry about them until you're getting into M class and X class flares. But it has picked up a little bit. You know what I mean? We weren't even having C class flares as of recently. So, and CMA might hit Earth today. Slow moving coronal mass ejection might graze Earth's magnetic field today, November 1st. Solar storm cloud left the sun on October 27th and has been lumbering across the Sun-Earth divide ever since. Glancing below from the CME could spark minor geomagnetic storms and auroras around the Arctic Circle. So thus far, it's kind of been like this every time. We're getting these minor things that are happening and that are causing things. Nothing that's alarming or that would make everybody panic, but the activity has definitely stepped up and become more significant, to the point of, like they said, we're having auroras, geomagnetic storms. We're having significant flares. They're not the kind that will cause our tech to go down yet, but we are having significant flares. And our, what do you call the thing that's depleting?
Ozone layer?
Not the ozone layer, but the magnetic, our protection. What do you call it?
Ionosphere?
No.
Magnisphere? I don't know. I don't.
We're losing
we're
it
talking about.
more and more. You know what I mean? And I'm not the ozone layer. I can't think of it. Watch, somebody will say it. Oh, Suiterbug, thank you.
Thanks again, Suiterbug.
Did you get your $100 Space Force Trump banknote? It's on the GOPshot.com. What? Thank you, Suiterbug. No, I had no idea about that.
I'm definitely going to go check that out. Right?
I had no idea about that. Yeah, so there's nothing, but space weather is definitely something to keep an eye on right now because things are happening. So just nothing.
It's happening.
You're right. That's significant. And we told you our opinion, but that's allegedly, and that's our opinion. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes on the skies. Keep your eyes on the space weather, because things are starting to escalate in that department. And with that, I would like to say thank you to our mods. Thank you for
much love.
We love our space mods. And Keystone, you got to get it together. Okay, we got to make that happen. You got your green screen
Space
now. There's
weather
no
girl,
excuse.
right?
We got to get
need
that
it.
together this week. I'm back from Sedona now, so we got to make that happen. I appreciate the people that super chatted us tonight. And
thank you.
with that, Foil,
make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Twitter. Our links are in the description below. You can donate to Space Force News Live at loyaltothefoil.com. Also with the super chats, also in the description below. Make sure to meet us here next Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Space Force News Live. Keep your eyes on the skies and stay loyal, my friends.
Because we are your news in this dimension and the next. Good night, Space
Deuces.
Peeps.